Thank you very much, Doug, for the introduction. And hello, everybody, and welcome to this webinar today. I'm very pleased that you took your time out of your busy days and decided to join us for, as Doug mentioned, we want to just speak to you about some of the COVID-19 impacts and trends that we have been seeing. I'm sure some of that you as advisors have also been privy to some of the things that I'll be sharing on that front. And then additionally, just would like to speak to you again about the Travel Savers Preferred Hotel Program, which is really a great opportunity for you and your clients to, have some great hotel offerings with a lot of our hotel supplier partners. So with that, I'll just kind of dive right into the COVID-19 impacts and trends. So for us here at Travel Savers as a company, we've been around a very long time. In fact, we're in our 50th year. Travel Savers and the Travel Savers Hotel Division, we are a division of the American Marketing Group, which is actually a company that has 13 divisions within it. So we're one division of those 13 total that fall under the American Marketing Group. Of course, cruise is a very large part of the business. We have had long-standing relationships with cruise suppliers, and in fact, most all of our partners, including our hotel suppliers. And the partnerships and the relationships within our company as a whole have had, minimal impact when we're talking, directly to the relationships and those partnerships with those companies and those partners. Of course, in the short term, yes, we've seen, of course, the decrease in bookings and demand, of course, as you've all seen. We've been fortunate on the hotel side of the fence. And while the numbers don't look great, we here at Travel Savers believe that in times of great adversity such as this, that great innovation does occur. The industry has rose to the occasion on how we get out of this situation, and that's just what we do. I think that's what we do as, travel companies, as advisors. We've been very fortunate to have ASTA, being an excellent advocate for our business, as well as for all of travel advisors around the country. And I'm sure many of you, know that. And if you aren't an ASTA member, certainly something you should consider. April, when we speak about, bookings and I guess just overall impact, it was really an abomination. May was a lot better. Most of the business, I think, as you are all aware, is leisure, which isn't really any surprise. And really on more the mid-scale category, those are really the hotels that didn't seem to close. And while we can't really drill down market by market, the top 10 markets during COVID-19 are some that would never have ever even shown up in our top 100, i.e. Columbus, Ohio. Why is that? Is it due to supply chain? Is it medical essential workers, even construction essential workers? So it's really has been a very different time. This is going to possibly lead to, and we may see more acquisitions and mergers as well. While it may not be as crazy and maybe a little bit quieter that front, the opportunities, of course, certainly are presenting themselves for this in the hospitality sector. While our membership is predominantly in the United States and Canada, and that's where most of our advisors are, we certainly recognize in some sort that also the passport, as you guys have probably seen and read about, is kind of out the door. I mean, Europe will come back first with business travel. As mentioned, leisure is kind of the leader right now, and hopefully 2021 will not be the same, and that we see certainly an uptick in all things going forward. Kind of shifting to kind of what we're seeing, trends within the hoteliers and our partners and the suppliers overall. And it's really important, of course, that hotels are staying abreast of what this has brought to our industry and how they are really sharing the most up-to-date information on what they're doing, to ensure the safety, the cleanliness, social distancing, so that you're all aware of it, but also, particularly for your clients and their guests. And I'm sure some of the things you may have seen that I've actually been kind of following that we've actually picked up on too are certain things like, and this isn't, of course, every single hotel chain or partner or independent, but I mean, and overall, these are just some of the things that we've seen that have been occurring or we've been actually privy to learn about. For instance, like a voicemail light on the hotel phone. It could be blinking when you arrive into your room, and this is a message many times now from a hotel employee that just talks about cleanliness. And hotels are adding housekeeping seals, and of course, the normal daily housekeeping in the past has become now only pretty much on request. Upon arrivals and in lobbies, we're seeing temperature checks. They're pretty much required before you even get your room key. Certainly, there are some technological advances where hotels are using things like thermal scanners, a walkthrough, or similar devices as well. Hotels are promoting, of course, mobile check-in and kiosks for express check-in. However, the traditional front desk still remains, but they've certainly added the acrylic partitions like grocery stores have, which separate you from the front desk agents. So there are strict rules in place for elevator use as well. If you're not traveling on the elevator with your immediate party, you're generally going to be asked to wait for a private elevator. We're seeing amenity kits and or free face masks and gloves also being made available to guests. They may include, hand sanitizers, even tools for opening doors and pens that double as a stylus, for pushing buttons. Valet parking, well, that's on hold at pretty much most all hotel locations where self-parking is available, because who wants to get in your car? And this is even for rental vehicles. So while self-parking is many times the only option, the good news is that hotels have been offering it pretty much complimentary, which was not the case prior to COVID-19. On the front of room service, you're really not seeing those faux leather-bound menus in the rooms. Instead, there's now a QR code to pull up the menu on your phone, as we see in a lot of restaurants where, if they are open in your city, you'll find that as well. So, as we navigate through these times, we're going to continue to see changes like these put into place even more, and then further ones expand. And certainly, we just urge everybody to share that with your colleagues, what you're learning or hearing from your client experiences. So moving into the hotel division and our hotel program details, I just wanted to give everybody information about what the offering is, what the program entails, and how you can then sign up to become a hotel division partner member. First off, regarding the Travel Savers hotel division, we've been servicing agency owners since 1970, so as I said, 50 years. We've got more than 2,800 global agencies and more than 37,000 hotels in the program in 7,300 cities and 180 plus countries. We certainly have a focused number of preferred suppliers, and certainly by using our preferred hotel program, you're going to efficiently be able to manage your travelers' needs, saving them both time and money. And we have, when we're talking about the hotel division, we manage pretty much, there's a team of 4 of us, and that consists of Samantha Jones, she's the Senior Vice President of Hotel Programs, and then Tricia Hall, who's our Senior Director of Hotel Programs. The 2 of them pretty much manage our relationships with the hotel suppliers. So they are pretty much dealing with the day-to-day, RFP proposals, ensuring that the hotels are, getting into the program annually, making sure that they're loading their rate correctly into their GDSs so that agencies can view the Travel Savers rates. When I spoke on the previous slide about Travel Savers overall, we have an overarching membership program, so a consortium to say the least, where you can get many more products and services if you need that. So you could get access to, beyond the hotel program, all of our tour operators, the cruise companies, all of that. I don't handle that. I'm really focused on just the hotel program, which I'm going to share with you here in just a minute, which we are actually signing actively up members that just want to use the hotel program. So you don't need to be a full-fledged Travel Savers member, but if you're interested in that, I would be able to connect you with the right area to certainly have discussions about that. I'm Jeff Kurzman. That's me. I'm managing the agency network. So I work with, all of the Travel Savers members that are pretty much full-fledged members as well as the hotel division members, but really work a lot with all GDSs. So we're GDS neutral. So I do a lot of troubleshooting in the GDS, make sure that agencies get connected correctly. If there's any issues with booking out of the program that an advisor is having difficulty with, because we have those direct relationships with the hotel suppliers, you can come to me directly and I can go to the suppliers and really try to run some interference for you in trying to solve issues and, get things rectified if there are issues. And then we have Kaylee Wilderman, who is our marketing coordinator. She works under Tricia and does a lot of our graphic designs and works with a lot of our publications and that kind of stuff. So in the program, we've got these strategic hotel partners. So you can see these are our, these are some of the larger chains. And so when we say strategic, we really work very, very closely with these chains, partly because of their reach, certainly, and their volume and where they're located. But again, they've been partners of Travel Savers and the hotel division for many, many years. In addition to that, we have all of these other hotel program partners in the program as well. We also have, of course, independents that may not be in here, boutique hotels as well. But again, these are just some of the other chains and companies that we work with that you will actually be able to get the Travel Savers rate program offerings through. So let's talk about some of the benefits of the hotel program. So as I mentioned, we just recently went over the 37,000 mark with hotels. I think earlier in the year we were at 36, and so we're now 37 plus. Again, from boutique hotels to the most popular chains, there's everything for all your client needs, all types of travelers, budget, mid-scale up to luxury. The program offers last room availability. So what that means is that, we've worked with the suppliers to ensure that the rate is available to book, up to last room, and that the travelers aren't going to be walked in any type of oversold situation. The discounts at the majority of the hotels are going to be ranging usually from 5 to 30% off the bar rate. So, a lot of times when you're doing your searches, of course, you're going to see promotional rates. You're going to see the best available rates. But when you see Travel Savers rates, it generally is going to be off those rates and really also less restrictive. So as many of you know, there's, lots of rates that require, right now they're kind of throwing that out the window. Of course, they're offering the refunds and cancellations up to, day before. But in the real world, when all this kind of returns, a lot of times it's a 72-hour cancellation notice, 48 hours, sometimes even a longer cancellation clause. Your travelers are going to be able to earn their loyalty points. Of course, we are going to be ensuring that you're getting your commissions. So all of our rates are 100% commissionable. And of course, the TS rates can be used for both your corporate and leisure travelers with no restrictions. Additionally, some of the highlights, we do not charge for the program. So this is completely complimentary for you to use and to sign up for. So it just is another way for you. We certainly would like you to always be searching and using Travel Savers, but we know that there's a lot of different programs out there. We just feel like a lot of these are in parity with the other consortia and just some of the value-added amenities that we offer. And I certainly like to highlight the personal service. So again, when you're booking our rates and there's any issues or you have questions, you're going to have access to myself. You're not going to be outsourced to another country or to a call center. You're going to have full access to my telephone number, to my email, pretty much all the time. Some of the value-added amenities are room upgrades, early check-in, check-out, complimentary breakfast. There's going to be promotions and discounts available primarily through our TSA. So the TSA rate code is our primary preferred rate. That's pretty much out there with all of our supplier partners. If you're in the program, they need to be offering the TSA rate, which is the Travel Savers rate. Our TS8, number 8, is new this year, and it's our promotional rate code, so Travel Savers deals. And so if a hotel, partner or chain has a specific promotion they want to run just for our Travel Savers members and hotel members, or agencies, I should say, they will offer that, and it'll be available to the GDS users. For instance, we just had one recently at the Roosevelt Hotel in LA where they're running a special for the next couple of months, and it's under the TS8, number 8 rate code. So, it could be due to distressed inventory, it could be due to a low period lead time, but that rate is not going to be as prevalent as TSA like Apple. That's, again, going to be pretty much offered everywhere, and the TS8 is really, voluntary for the hoteliers to use. We certainly encourage them to use it, but again, you may not always see TS8 come up when you're doing your searches. Of course, you're going to get your GDS segment credits by booking in the GDS as well. These are just, again, some of the benefits that come with the rates. So about 58% of our hotels in the program are offering the comp breakfast. 60%, you're going to get the Wi-Fi. Many times you'll get the Wi-Fi, plus you'll get complimentary breakfast. You might even get, parking or an upgrade available. We're seeing that in even some of the promotions where they're offering, several things in the TS8. Parking, 50% of hotels in the program include that in the negotiated rate. And then, of course, fitness centers are there. And then, as I said on the right, you've got upgrades, early check-in, late check-out, those types of things as well. So I just shared this slide because we don't, the program right now and what I'm kind of focused on is really working with our GDS agencies and advisors. However, we're working on a white label solution for our TRIPXPRESS booking tool, which is what you're looking at here. So it's an online booking tool where you can actually do the search, and the Travel Savers rates, you can see on the first screen on the left is really just how the search screen looks. And then the middle is just bringing up the properties. And then the third screen is actually showing a property, and I mentioned the Roosevelt Hotel earlier, where the Travel Savers rates are returning. So, it does say preferred GDS rates because they're fed via the Saver system into our booking tool. But again, this is just going to, once we get the white label solution, will be an offering that I will be able to offer our members, just like we're doing today with the GDS side of the fence for those that don't use a GDS. We don't have it yet, but I'd like to share it because it is something we are talking about and hoping to have something set up for this by the end of the year. We also have the NEST program, which is for independent, mainly independent agencies. I mean, there can be more than one agency in an office, but NEST is really our network of entrepreneurs and agencies that maybe don't use a GDS but have a certain amount of volume annually that can qualify them to be in the program. So, again, if that's something that you might be interested in, I would connect you to the NEST team, and they could have a short visit with you about what the program offers and what qualifications need to be met to become a member of that program. Another offering that you get once you sign up for the hotel program is access to the Agent Extranet, and specifically, it's really just our preferred hotel program area. So on the left, you can see there's a lot of different areas that are helpful to you as the advisor. So it'll outline the agency benefits, how you get started with the program, of course, the partners. The middle section or the middle screen is the hotel search. So it's kind of like our navigator. So this is where once you become a member of the program, if you wanted to go in and find, a hotel that's offering the Travel Savers rates, you can do that, and you can even select some of the optional features and amenities as well. And then, of course, it will get you information on our on-demand webinars, the complimentary publications, and then we have a section that's just our frequently asked questions as well. And that comes again automatically once you become a member of the hotel program. We certainly have and want to offer some hotel program reference for you, and this will be available to you after today's call. So what it'll include essentially, and I'll go out to kind of show you each one real quick, maybe. Okay, so you'll be able to get access to our, it's just a two-sided slick or sales slick, which just gives a quick reference guide about the program, some of the things that I talked about, and it lists, of course, our hotel partners, the strategic as well as our preferred. Here, what we require to become a member of the hotel program are really two very simple and basic documents. So there's a member agency agreement. Again, it's complimentary, so you just want to review that. You know, it asks you, of course, for key information that I need to enter you into our, our CRM. So, the contact information, your accreditations, your pseudos, and then, of course, there's the legalese information and the signature that's required. We also have a very short agency affiliation letter. It's just to say that we're not removing you from any other programs, but that you'd like to be, have affiliation with us in our hotel division. And again, it's just verifying your accreditation and your telephone number and a signature. Additionally, we have quick access to the non-GDS direct website booking instructions. So if you're a member, you can actually, if you're using web or you prefer to use web or your system is down or whatever, there's instructions on how to get these with the key suppliers directly through their websites by using certain codes. And then we also have the GDS reservation instruction booklet, which really is nice because it gives you, for all of our GDS members or users, I should say, some of the quick access, formats to actually, find the rates if you're using cryptic entries. Again, if you're going to be using some graphical interfaces, you're going to be able to see where the negotiated rate field is at, and you would just put in the TSA or TSA rate code in your GDS to do it that way. So the other thing that is really, as we've been formulating the program a little more in the last year, is your membership comes with access to all of our publications as well. So we have some really great publications with some great information that will be shared with you. So on the advisor side, you're going to get access to our Agent's Edge. So we promote this bi-monthly, and it's just a magazine that gives destination, hotel content. We do send it out email and also print, and then it's going to be archived through that Agent Extranet as well. We have the Destination by Travel Savers. Suppliers generally promote a special offer, which will include discounts, amenities, and more. So that will come out periodically as well. We have our Supplier Scoop. This comes out bi-weekly. Again, it similar promotes multiple suppliers with discounts, commission incentives, contests. And then we always do an exclusive scoop as well, which is really a standalone that features one hotel supplier. And again, that supplier, whatever time that goes out, they're going to be promoting their own special, promotions and discounts, incentives, and so forth. Supplier on-demand webinars. So you're able to, we work, I should say, really, Samantha and Tricia work closely with the suppliers, and so they will work with them on doing on-demand webinars with certain hotels, and you're able to, sit on those and listen to those. Not necessarily a webinar like we're doing today. It could be something that's pre-recorded and you get it through email, and then you can watch it at your leisure, and then you're actually put into potentially a drawing to win prizes and so forth. And I think this is the last slide I have, and this is our Partner of the Month. So each month we spotlight a hotel chain that provides information with education information, including, again, more promotions and advisor incentives. So lots of good stuff that you can gain access to, literally with just filling out a couple documents and sending them my way. And then, of course, we will get you linked, which means in the GDS, we ensure that your office code, if you're Amadeus or your PCC or SID, gets linked to the TSA and TSA rate codes. So that you have automatic access to start viewing those rates for your clients within the GDS system. So yeah, I mean, I certainly know that there's advisors on the call that do not use GDSs. So again, we have options and more options coming, such as I mentioned, the TRIPXPRESS downline, the white label, and then of course Nest or the independent advisors. That could also be an option for you. So, you know, certainly you'll have my email as well, and you guys can reach out to me with any questions you have on any of this. But at this point, we can certainly open it up to some question and answers that you might have from the presentation today. And thank you so very much for your time.
Great. Thank you, Jeff, for that presentation. We do have a couple questions here before we get into those. Just a reminder again that this webinar has been recorded or is being recorded. Will be available for your reference if you need it at our website, jaxfax.com, jaxfx.com, underneath the Advisor Training tab. And great, let me just jump right into a couple questions here for you, Jeff. And I think you just alluded to this, but somebody's asking, can you go over more about the direct booking option and how they go about doing that?
Yes, so I think that is, let's go back up here to, oh, you know what, that's outside, hold on. So let's do this right here. So what we've done, of course, we've worked with the supplier partners, and they have actually given us instructions, or I should say a code, to actually gain access to the Travel Savers rates through their website. So for instance, in this first example, we're looking at Omni. So you would just go to Omni Hotel's website, and of course, you're going to put in there the information for the destination, the dates, the number of rooms, guests, you'll click special rates. Again, it tells you then to select promo corporate code, and you'll enter Travel Savers with a corporate ID. And then that's what obviously then brings back the actual Travel Savers rates that you will see through their website. And then you can click book, you know, of course, just going through the booking path normally as you would on their website. So that is, you know, pretty much offered with, let's see, Omni, Hilton, IHG, Wyndham, Radisson, and I believe we are just adding a newer partner with us, NH Hotels. I think they're working on getting them set up through their website as well. So hopefully that answers the question on that.
Perfect, thank you. Another question for you. Are you aware of what hotels are doing for states that have a 14-day quarantine?
That is a great question, and
that is a good question.
You know, I think it's something that I certainly would be happy to kind of take back to our business analysts who, you know, work with advisors, and then also Samantha and Tricia to see if they, you know, have heard anything on that front. So I don't know how I could communicate that back out. If I get it to you, Doug, if it can be sent to the advisors, or I guess I'll have some information too. But yeah, let me check that out and see if I can find that out. It's a great question.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, next question. In the hotel program's booking engine, do the hotel properties tell about their COVID-19 protocols that they have in place in their profiles?
You know, that would probably not be in the actual rate description unless they're in even their hotel description through the website or even the GDS, unless they're adding it in there. But generally, a hotel description is something that is, you know, done multi-GDS. So when they send it out, it feeds out to all the GDSs. I would imagine that information would be best found and, you know, seen on the actual hotel website themselves.
Right, that makes sense. Good. Okay, here we have another one. Is the corporate rate code that you gave the same for all the bookings if they're booking direct? And how do they know what the corporate rate code is?
If you're talking about the direct bookings, they're going to be different. So you're going to, I mean, you're going to see there's always going to be a different ID. So each of these will be specific to the chain that's offering it online. In the GDS, it's always going to be TSA, like Apple, or TS number 8 when you're appending that. And there's ways to pre-program that in the GDSs too, which I can share that with everybody. Or if you want to know how to do that, just reach out to me and I can get that information for you.
Excellent. And speaking of that, actually, they're asking if you could share your email so people can contact you.
Yep. So on this screen, it's jkerzman@travelsavers.com. My telephone number is also on there.
Perfect. All right. Unless we have a question pop in last minute here, I think that is going to do it for the questions.
You know, I forgot to show that video, and I guess I know it's kind of out of sync, but you know, hey, if we can do that, I think it's kind of cool just to share what IHG gave us, and it's very short. So I'm just going to share this. I meant to share this after I talked about kind of what hotels are doing, so I apologize for that, gang, but I'm going to go ahead and press play. It's about a minute and 42 seconds, so here goes.
Around the world, we've been busy planning how to welcome you back. We know our heartfelt care needs to look a bit different now. Your safety and well-being will always be our top priority. So, with our longtime partners, Ecolab and Diversey, we're enhancing our IHG Way of Clean program. And we've partnered with the Cleveland Clinic on new global cleanliness initiatives to help ensure you feel safe. We're focusing on frequent deep cleaning and disinfecting, and social distancing measures. We're exploring new ways to reduce contact at our front desks, use of protective equipment, new cleaning methods and technologies, sanitizer stations for everyone, and cleanliness amenity kits for our guests. We've enhanced our room cleaning procedures and are clearing and opening up our spaces. We've developed new dining guidelines. And to ensure we never lose focus on these key areas, we're assigning clean champions at all of our hotels around the world. Additionally, we're launching our IHG Clean Promise. We promise that when you're ready to travel again, your stay will meet our high standards of cleanliness. If not, we'll make it right. We can't wait to see you again.
Nice video. I really, really like the clean champions that they're promoting through all their properties. That's pretty cool. So yeah, with that, you know, I just would like to thank everybody again, and you know, certainly have you really consider, you know, becoming a partner and joining me and Travel Savers Hotel Program. Again, you know, it's a great program. You have really nothing to lose, more to gain. So certainly hope to hear from a lot of you today. Thanks again.
Sounds great. Thank you, Jeff, and thank you to all the travel advisors for joining us today. I hope you will join us for future training sessions. And with that, we will wrap up today's session, and we will see you next time. Thank you all.